You are listening to the Pencil and Paper Podcast Network.
Wake up to the world you've been missing. Time to jump out of bed in the morning. No day, no life, now we're living. Can you feel it in the air that you're breathing? Time to show 'em what you're made of. Let's get back on track. Are you ready for a come on? Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Are you ready now? You're lifting off the ground. Welcome back. No coming down. Can you feel it all around? Welcome back.
Hello and welcome to Super Mega Crash Beyond. I'm your host, Stephen White, and with me, as always, is my co-host, Lacey Finney.
Happy Monday! Yes.
So you're bringing us another Reddit topic, in a way?
Yeah, kind of. I stole some from Reddit. I stole some from other places. I was like flipping through Reddit and got the idea again, you know?
Okay.
So I guess I stole the idea from there. We've all done one, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's fine.
But I thought it might be fun to just do like a series of would you rathers and
Okay.
discuss why we would rather do whichever one that we choose. And I have a lot, so we will not get accused of running out of stuff today. I'm actually thinking we won't get through them all, which is the hope, which means
Okay.
I over prepared for a change. I usually like to scramble the morning of. Little insight into my day. No, I'm kidding. Unless I actually told you about it ahead of time, in which case I probably planned a little bit. But if I didn't, I'm usually like 6 a.m. like, I got this. I can get stuff together ahead of time. My brain works great. So yeah, I don't know. Did we could just dive right in, or you
Yeah.
could just
Just
who knows what tangents we go on or whatever here. I started it with what I think will be easy ones, and then they'll kind of downgrade, and then a whole section I just had the hubs give me again because I still think it's more fun if I just don't know the question either.
okay.
So that's why I'm saying they're stolen from all the places, and we'll see. So and then play along, of course, at home. What would you rather do? I'm hoping there'll be some fun situations here. I'm hoping there'll be some that'll actually be hard,
Okay.
but we'll see. Where we actually have to decide. Oh, okay. This seems like a good first one. So would you rather have the ability to fly anywhere or teleport instantly, but only to places you have visited?
I think I would probably want the fly anywhere because as convenient as the teleporting thing could be, if I can fly anywhere,
True.
I can go anywhere.
True.
So I think I'd want to fly anywhere because that limiting bit would kind of, I don't know, it'd get on my nerves a little.
I feel like I would cheat.
Okay.
I don't know if you could cheat, because I'd be like, the teleporting sounds really cool. Like I'm not a patient person, so if I can just cut out that time of having to like sit and just be in this boring situation for however long it takes, I'll do it. And then maybe just hop on a plane from there to somewhere new. And then now I have a new place that I could teleport to.
That was part of it that I'd kind of considered because right now I can think of a few places I could just teleport to if I wanted.
Yeah. Yeah.
That aren't easily accessible. So you just have to go to other places.
Yeah. Just got to branch out.
So
I guess.
yeah, I mean, yeah, the instantaneous, oh my God, if I could lay in my bed
Right.
and not have to go to work until like the moment I have to be at work and I could just teleport there.
Oh, God.
Fuck yeah.
No more traffic.
No more traffic. Oh my God, I'd be in and out of work on the hour, like on the moment.
Yeah. Like as
I'd be
soon as
out.
5 hit, where's
Yep.
Steve? Gone.
Gone.
He doesn't stick around for any longer than needs to be, and that's me too. My shit's getting shut down right at 5 o'clock. If it's 5:01, it's because I was looking at something else for a minute
Yep.
and lost track of that minute, and I'm like, oh shit, I better close it down before people start thinking I'm still here or something like that. But okay, so you would fly anywhere. See, I think I would do the teleporting. Just the teleporting just sounds way too great to pass up. And I might be kind of bored flying for, I don't know, 8 hours on my own. Be like, oh my God.
And they didn't specify how fast you could fly. So are you like
That's true.
at what speeds?
I'm assuming if we. Yeah, that's true. There's no like, here's the rules. I would imagine maybe as fast as a plane. We already can fly, so it shouldn't tear us apart. Like that's already a superhuman ability to be able to fly, right? So I would say maybe as fast as an airplane, because it can't be faster, because then why wouldn't you just fly everywhere? Like there would have to be a benefit to the teleportation.
I mean, teleportation is a time saver, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Flying, I think I kind of would still want to fly because, I mean, think about all the sights you could see. Just in the time you're going somewhere, you're traveling, you just get to see the world from a different view.
That's true. You probably pay attention to a lot more stuff when you're like out and about than passes by my eyes.
You know, when
I think I am, but I'm never really paying as much attention as I think.
Like anytime I actually get to be in the passenger seat of a vehicle, like I'll sit and stare out the window for the longest time because I don't get to really observe it.
Maybe it's because I'm always traveling to places there ain't really anything to look at anyway.
Sure.
Like when I'm traveling Illinois, it's like, oh, corn, beans.
Woo.
That's where it changes. Up this year was beans. So that's okay. And then that's it. And then once you get closer to Southern Illinois, you might see a large ketchup bottle in Collinsville. You can look it up. Catsup, though.
Catsup.
Yeah, it's spelled the catsup way. The catsup
I still want to
way.
know that we're gonna have to do a deep dive on that. Like, what's the
And the
deal?
ketchup, catsup. Yeah, like why?
Yeah, why?
I feel like I did look up why catsup. You know what?
Look it up now.
Yeah, because why not? We're in this day and age where I could have the answer right away. Let's see. Europeans began calling their version of the sauce ketchup as early as 1711. So are we to say catsup was first? The alternative spelling catsup popped up in Jonathan Swift poem in 1730. For many years, you could also find the sauce called catchup now with a C in many places. So now we've got 3 spellings. And it sounds like it's all the same thing. That didn't help me much. Did it help you much?
No, it didn't. It just
So
sounds
now
like people want to piss and moan and change stupid spellings.
Yeah, I mean, as language evolves, I mean, we kind of did the same thing because we wanted to shake our finger at the British and we're like, we're not going to spell all these words with a U. You know, like we're taking it out. We're going to rebel. So I could see it being like one of those situations where we're rebelling for whatever reason. And the Brits call it catsup. We're saying ketchup.
Yeah. Hell with you and your catsup.
Right? It's the same freaking thing. I would buy that excuse. Anyway. Okay. So fly. I would teleport. We might meet at the same time. Who knows? I'll try to teleport as quickly as I can to wherever I've been. Not a lot of places, but I feel like I can at least get to every end of the country that I'm in now. I could get to the south, the east, the west, the north. I could at least get that covered. And then I would still be sort of closer to wherever I was going, I guess. You know, you make it to one end to the other. And I'd still have to fly. It would be boring.
Understandable.
Yeah. I'm sticking with teleportation, though. I think that would be more fun.
I want to fly. I want to fly.
Fly like an eagle. Yeah, so you're welcome for that earworm now, everybody at home. All right, well then, would you rather have super speed, but also have arthritis? Or super strength, but only while sitting in a wheelchair?
Okay.
I already have arthritis.
So does that? All right. So I feel like there's a minor loophole in this question.
Okay.
So does that mean I'm confined to the wheelchair, or I only have the super strength when I'm in the wheelchair?
See, I'm taking it to mean the super strength is only while I'm sitting in the wheelchair. I don't know. Maybe they meant you had to be in a wheelchair for the rest of your life. But the way it's phrased to me is just like, if you want strength, you have to be confined to a wheelchair as you have the strength.
Okay, because again, it gets complicated depending on how you phrase it. Because if it's while you're in the wheelchair, that confines what you can do. But if it just means if you're a paraplegic, I could walk around on my arms because I'm super strong and I can hold my body up and, do things like that. So I could just learn how to fight as half a man.
I mean, I'm also thinking, so I'm assuming I would be able to, well, do I have control of my legs? Is it literally just me having to sit in a wheelchair for it to happen? Or was I already needing the wheelchair and somehow I got the super strength?
That's what I'm talking about, yeah.
It would be kind of funny that I had to push a wheelchair around for the chance that I might need my super strength.
Sure.
And then
I'm
just
sure,
like, hold on while I save you. And then I have to sit down. And then, because like, then all of a sudden, if I have super strength, couldn't I just push a chair or push like a car with my legs out of the way if I had the wheelchair locked, of course, otherwise I might just push myself backwards too fast, like, I don't know, physics, if it even matters in this scenario. I'm going to say you have to be in the wheelchair for the strength to work. That's the rule I'll put. Like, we don't necessarily need a wheelchair, but if we want to have super strength, we have to get our super strength wheelchair out.
And
or have bad arthritis with super strength.
I mean, at that point, if you have to be confined to the wheelchair and that's that, then I go for speed, because then you're saying that I cannot get out of the chair and I can't do anything. So I'll deal with the arthritis. I can take medicine for the arthritis.
True.
And I'm getting the
I
speed
have a high
on
pain
top
tolerance. Yeah. I would also go super speed. Can you tell? I just want to get to places without like having any downtime in the between. I hate it. I hate it. Let's just get me there quicker. I cannot think of a situation where I badly wanted to be so strong that I could lift things or whatever. Like I would probably do it as a novelty if I knew how, but I've never been in a situation where like, God damn, I wish I could lift a ton right now. That would be super helpful. But I've never had anything fall on me that weighs a lot. So, but I have a feeling if it fell on me, I may not be in my super strength chair. Or if it fell on me, how are you going to get the super strength chair under my butt?
Exactly.
So I can use the strength. Yeah, I'm gonna run fast. Like I said, I already have some arthritis, so at least I know what I'm in for.
Yeah.
I know it'll get worse, but I have an idea at least.
Right.
But yeah, the super or I could just take the super strength of the wheelchair and just live my life as I'm living it now. No arthritis. Well, no super speed, but I would have no strength. I wouldn't walk around in a wheelchair. I would just be a normal person that every once in a while at a party, if you whip out a wheelchair, I'll be like, guess what? How much you would have bet me right now that I could? And then just make money. I'm conniving up here now. Like, I would get it to work. So we would just like to go fast.
Yeah.
I would go fast. Would you rather be in a zombie apocalypse or a soldier in the front line of war?
Well, that's
I don't know.
All right. So let's break down the possibilities. Okay, so in a war, you're a soldier, you're taking orders. It could be something you either believe in or you don't believe in. You can't help it. You're there, you're a soldier. You're having to deal with smart people or maybe some dumb people. You don't know these soldiers. You don't know their lives.
Sure.
But they are human. They are thinkers. They are conniving human beings that will kill you. The war could potentially end at some point.
True.
So there's that.
In theory, I've heard that.
Zombie apocalypse, you can be as creative as you want, killing the people. You still have to deal with conniving humans and a lot of zombies. You can't really escape the zombie apocalypse. You just have to survive.
You just got to be in it until something dies out altogether.
So I'm kind of thinking the war scenario. Because at least there's a possibility I could come out of it okay on the other side.
It's true. Like if I was a soldier, then maybe I already know how to shoot pretty well. Like I would have had that training. Unless we're just supposed to assume me as I'm now gets dropped into either the apocalypse or the war, in which case I'd probably not do well in either scenario. True. If I'm honest with myself. Even in the jokes that I've said with the zombie apocalypse, I'm well aware that I'm hopefully going to get by cooking and cleaning your laundry, people. I need someone to take care of me, and I will try to do all of those other things to earn my keep. I can barely stab a spider, so what good am I going to be with a zombie? Like, I'm just trying to be honest with myself. I could talk all the big shit I want to talk, but in reality, I'd probably be useless. I'm just going to say. I would like to think I'm strong. Damn, I'm not sure. I'm still not sure because I'm trying to like, what's my odds of surviving either scenario as I sit right now? And it just, the odds don't seem good in either one. Like, I'm just going to be gone either way.
I mean, just assume you're going to survive either. Like, you could make it out.
Well, then probably the soldier, just because now I'd have to grow food and shit, you know, in the zombie apocalypse. Like, I have to work a little bit harder to be human. Sort of. Okay. Then, yeah, maybe a soldier. Because you're right. Like, somebody could miss me. Yeah. I could just miss the mine or whatever we're stepping over. Like, there's still odds that are good. And then I can go back to life as usual is the assumption here. Okay, yeah. I'd be a soldier. I don't know how good of one.
You just trust everybody around you.
That's my hope. Just please. Please shoot them first so I don't have to. Would you rather have a photographic memory or be able to forget anything you want at will? Seems dumb. However, there is a lot of traumas that follow a lot of people that might be very appealing.
I want the photographic memory. I'm not even thinking about this because there are times I get mad at myself when I sit there and I look at something and then I have to flip over whatever I'm looking at to write it down. And then I'm just like, shit, what was it? Like, for whatever reason, I know what the number is, but my brain's like, no, check it again. Check it again.
Check it again. You're not going to be confident.
Be sure.
Yeah.
Photographic memory, 100%.
I think I'm with you there because I already remember the stuff too hard that just keeps me up at night. So what's the difference in doing that and now remembering the things that I would have liked to also along the way? For someone like me, especially, you're like, just to remember that person's name once without assistance would be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's easy. Photographic memory. Although being able to forget whatever, like I'd just be deceiving myself. It still happened. I guess ignorance is bliss though. If you didn't know, did it really happen anymore? I don't know. That's a whole other philosophical question that I don't really want to dive into. I don't have the brain for that. I haven't thought about that enough to want to do it. Would you rather have a personal chef or a personal chauffeur? This one's too easy for me.
Okay. I mean, the chauffeur does have its appeal.
Mm-hmm.
The chef. I don't know. I'm kind of torn on this one.
Me, it's like, this is too easy. Personal chauffeur. Fucking hate driving. I hate looking for parking. I hate getting triggered over the whole thing. I don't mind cooking. So you know what? If someone will cart me everywhere, I will make my dinners, and they're delicious if I say so myself when I try.
And see, now I don't mind cooking either, and I do hate driving.
I hate it. I hate it.
But the personal chef, I'm sure, could make whatever.
True.
So if you just had a hankering for something,
you're
just like, hey, Emil or whatever the hell.
Yeah.
Could you make
bam
this? Bam. And then there it is. You know what? I'm gonna go against it. I'm gonna say chef. I want the chef because I feel I would love to have just a surprise me today. You know, whatever you think sounds good, and then he just whips up some amazing dish that I've not even thought about. Because sometimes I have trouble with picking
what
dinners.
You feel like.
You know, you just I don't know. I hate getting asked that sometimes. Like, what are you in the mood for? I don't fucking know.
Yeah,
sometimes it'll hit me, but in the moment,
I've made everything I like so many times, so now I'm not really sure what I feel like. But yeah, no, I hate driving. It triggers me. I bought a bike to stop driving, so that should tell you something. I would rather just get tired and sweaty with a bike so I don't have to deal with where I'm putting it at the end of the day.
I honestly feel like I would thrive in a town or city with a subway because the times that we've been to Boston or anywhere that had a subway, hell, even that time we were in, San Jose. I fucking walked that fucking city, I didn't care.
And it was not public transit friendly. It was not. And you would thrive here because we supposedly now, and I could believe it, have the best public transit, possibly in our country. In our, you can get anywhere. You don't need one. You
And I'd be
don't.
fine with
Which is
that. I
why it
don't
makes
need a
me
damn
angry. I
car.
waited this long,
Yeah.
to get a bike. But I'm just like, I got so sick of it. And we have so many really good bike trails now, which is probably another reason why parking is so bad, because they had to take out some parking spots to do it. But they're safer. Like, I love them because nothing makes me more nervous than bicyclists in the road. We have bike lanes on pretty much all of the roads. There are still some exceptions where there isn't any, and you're right in the middle of the road, and it drives me bonkers. Because now none of us can really get anywhere. I could kill you if I try to go around, and you're right in the middle of the... Like, I understand you're not supposed to ride on the sidewalk, but get the fuck on the sidewalk when there's no bike lane. Like, I don't like, this is just dangerous for all of us. This is just something bad's going to happen to you. I don't know. And then you don't have a helmet on. Oh my God. What death wish are you trying to put on me? What trauma are you trying to give me today, sir? So yes, chauffeur. I would not want to deal with any of that bullshit. But the bike lane is nice though. It's sidewalk, bike lane, parking.
Okay.
They're not in their freaking way at all. It's glorious. I wish all of our bike lanes would turn into that eventually. Although it does suck because it did take out 2 lanes on the one road that we really could use those lanes back, because it's just it's busy. It's right in front of a blue line stop. Like, there's always buses or something stuck there. So again, now I'll just bike it because fine, I cave. It takes me 15 minutes to get to the studio on a bike. Some days it'll take me 20 to 25 to get home because I'm stuck at every freaking red light. Just saying. So, chauffeur is what I was just, I keep like trying to defend it. Like, I'm telling you, man, you want a chauffeur.
I'm with you. I mean, it does sound really good, but I think I just want the options of different meals. Just
That's
sounds
fair,
more
too.
appealing.
See, okay, we should just cheat and we'll live next to each other.
Okay.
And you could come with me with my chauffeur, and then I'll come over for dinner.
Works for me.
There we go. See, loopholes. Thinking.
We's a smart.
That was smart. Ooh, okay. Would you rather always know when someone is lying to you, or always be able to get away with lying?
I gotta go with the first one because I don't.
With you.
I can't stand liars. And
Me either, but man, how good of an actor would you be?
Yeah.
It said always be able to get away with it. It doesn't say you always have to.
It's true. But then that means that you're going to, like,
Oh, you will eventually get corrupted by the whole thing for sure.
yeah, you would know it's your special power, and you would. We
use
all
it
would
'cause
do it.
human.
Yeah. Would
We
find uses to just fuck it. I gotta lie my
no
way
one's
out of
gonna
this.
know. Yeah, I lived the best life. I was around 2,000 years ago.
I mean, think about it. Think about it. If you could lie your way out of any situation, you could go kill someone and be like, I didn't do it. And be like, well, bullshit. And be like, didn't do it.
Yeah, and I could
I
have
know.
all of these fake facts to back it up that you would just believe because I'm so confident in how I did all of it. And then with today's tools, oh man,
Yeah.
we're already really good at lying to each other by just creating a video or a photo.
Mhm.
So knowing when someone's lying, you might be onto something there then, because we're already deceiving each other.
That would be such a corruptible power. I guarantee it.
Ugh. Most power would be. We would all like to think we would levitate above it, but I think anyone with that kind of power after so long, it just changes your brain waves. It just changes how you see things. You've gotten so used to this just being handed to you or it being so easy or whatever. I don't think you can help but change a little.
Yeah.
You just adapt to what you're used to. Was that a story I think John Mulaney was telling when he met Mick Jagger? And they were like writing a scene for him or something. Was it for SNL?
Something about that.
And he would
sounds
just
familiar.
kind of look at him and he's like pitching him ideas and he'd be like, no, Diet Coke. And someone would just arrive with a Diet Coke. So it's like he's just gotten so used to his 30, 40 years of being a celebrity that if he speaks it, it's going to happen. And so now you just look like this asshole who's just like demanding all of these things when in his head, he's probably like, well, that's just what happens now, though. I needed something. I say it and someone gets it for me because I have to do this thing. I can't do all the things for myself. I don't know. I would probably be that person eventually where I'm just like, what do you mean no? When you tell me no, I've been talking things for so long and you just do it. What do you mean no now? And now I would throw a fit. Like, but that's not how this works. I'm famous. You're supposed to do what I say, you know?
It reminds me, I'm sure people have heard this story. And I know I just brought it up in the last episode that we did, the Robo Doc that I watched.
Yeah.
There was a story in there. Such a weird... Like, if you've never watched, or if you're a fan of RoboCop at all, I highly recommend that documentary because they go deep. Like, they pretty much break down the entire movie, talk to just about everybody, and some of the stories they have. Here's the story. This is diva behavior. Never thought in a million years that Peter Weller was a diva. And I've heard stories about Paul Verhoeven before being difficult to work with. And you get a lot of those stories here. But there was apparently this story that Peter Weller, when he was in the RoboCop suit, he's RoboCop. Mm-hmm. That's it. You address him as RoboCop, he is RoboCop. His method. He is in that. And he even admitted, like, it's a method, but he didn't feel like it was a method in the sense of the weird, crazy shit that I still feel like it was that kind of weird, crazy shit, but however you define it.
Yeah.
However you define it.
If you're always that person regardless, like, I feel like, okay, strange, but
you do you.
You be Daniel Day-Lewis, then I guess you can get away with that stuff. I don't know.
But apparently there was one time that I can't remember what scene they were shooting. I feel like it was in the warehouse, the cocaine warehouse or whatever. But he was up on one of these rafters or whatever, and his prop handler came up there. He had like a stack of Oreos and, some stuff, and he was trying to get him set up. And just out of the blue, Peter Weller goes, "Robo wants Oreo." And the guy says, "Well, Peter can have an Oreo if he asks, but I'm not giving Robo one." And he goes, "Robo want Oreo." And he's like, "Well, again, Peter wants one, I'll give him one, but if, not giving one to Robo." So then he turns, walks to the edge of this mezzanine, and starts shouting to everybody down below, "Robo wants Oreo!" Which then gets other people involved. And, walkie-talkies start going off, going, "What the fuck is going on? What's happening?"
Why does he want an Oreo?
Yeah, and then this dude says, "You know what? Fuck this." He shoves all the fucking Oreos in his mouth just to be like, I'm not giving him shit if he's going to act like this.
It's just like that guy just had enough that day. So, you know what? With the Oreos.
Yeah.
And now he didn't even get to enjoy them.
And then they cut to Peter Weller, and he's like, "I have no fucking clue what the story is that you're talking about."
He didn't even remember it?
According to him, never happened.
Too into his method. Too into it. Doesn't even know. RoboCop apparently loves Oreos.
Apparently.
You didn't know. You didn't know.
Anyway, it was just a amusing story that you can look up, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure someone's clipped it.
Oh, yeah,
100%.
Totally. Like, yeah, if it's ever been put up on any kind of internet or whatever, it's always there. Somebody grabs it. It's curious to me how quickly people can be on it too. It's like, I don't have that mind of, I better get this right now before it goes away. Like, I don't know. My brain just doesn't work like that. Like, I need to preserve this thing or something. I'm just like, oh, it's gone. Well, I remember it was a thing.
Yeah.
Or do I? And then there's that whole thing. Okay. Let's see. Ooh. Which of the 7 deadly sins would you eradicate at the cost of amplifying every other remaining sin?
Oh, shit.
Okay. So if we remember all the sins, it's gluttony, pride, lust, greed, envy. What am I forgetting? I'm forgetting 2. Wrath? Did I say 7?
All right, here we are.
Yeah.
Pride, greed, lust, wrath, gluttony, envy, sloth. I feel like you covered them.
Oh, sloth, I think, is the one I did not say. So sloth. So I did. Okay. So sloth. Okay.
Now, in what way are we talking about that they are eradicated, or you say they're
like, it's never, I guess, whichever sin we choose will never ever become an issue ever again with any other human, but the other ones are going to be worse, is how I'm reading it. Like, so the other ones are going to be there, but worse than they are currently.
See, in today's current
Yeah.
State pride would almost be the one I would eyeball. But
See,
we see how bad greed is right now.
I'm going with greed because I feel like that might be the root of some of these other sins. And while they might be amplified worse than they are now, if you take that out, like how bad would say like envy or lust or gluttony be? If you're like, I feel like they're all kind of in that greedy vein, no? Except for sloth,
I think
maybe?
I would kind of agree. With sloth, I think you can be greedy because then you're greedy with the things that you're. I mean, it's kind of in the sense of gluttony. I think is where I'm kind of going with that. Sloth would be more like just not giving a shit. And
Yeah. Just
but I
being
mean, you could be
lazy, I
greedy
guess.
with your time in that regard.
True.
I guess like you're not willing to give it up because you're just relaxed and you don't give a shit. And just like.
That's true. I wish I had a little bit of that. No lie, just a little bit of that.
So
I'd be a
yeah,
lot more chill.
I think I would kind of I think I agree with you. I think the greed aspect, if you're thinking about it from that level of a root cause of other sins, that does, that tracks. I think.
Yeah, and I mean, unless I'm supposed to play it like removing one isn't going to help any of the other ones anyway. In which case, I still feel like greed because, like, if you didn't have a lot of stuff, what am I envious of? What am I gonna be gluttonous over?
Yeah.
What am I gonna envy?
And is pride really a bad thing for sometimes? I mean,
Pride
I think
goeth
it's-
before the fall.
but I think it's okay to be proud of certain things.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like you would need a little bit of that too. Confidence.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with a little pride.
No. So am I supposed to assume like you're just a braggy person? If you're prideful, maybe you're just that person?
Maybe.
Because I'm trying to think of what's really the downside. There's got to be that I'm just not thinking of. Maybe I've not been prideful enough in anything I do to like, what is the downside?
I'm sure that
Conceit?
there's one that we're perhaps that you just your accomplishments are above everybody else, and the bragginess. We're just like, well, you're not as good as me. I'm really good. I mean, that sounds. I mean, it's that kind of pride in yourself, maybe. I suppose.
This is a good question, though.
Yeah.
I think greed, because in my head, it just seems like it would still lessen the others, even if, like, in the scenario, it's supposed to be amplified.
That does
Like,
track.
greed is the deadliest of them all.
It really does sound right. Like, I can agree with that 100%.
Okay. Yeah. Go with greed. I would eradicate greed at the, I guess, at the expense of other ones becoming worse. And then we will find out how humans do make it worse, because they always find a way.
I would be curious to see.
I'd be like, oh, so that's why I should have taken away envy or something like that, you know, when I see all of that. Like, envious of what? Well, I mean, you could still be very envious of someone's, I guess, maybe man or woman, or again, though, if you don't have all that money and you're not greedy, like, would you really be envious of someone's home? Or like, we'd all kind of have the same one, I guess. Well, that doesn't mean people wouldn't still be rich, right?
Yeah, I mean, people could still be rich, so they just wouldn't be, like the video game companies wouldn't be trying to get all the money from everything. Can you imagine that?
Oh my gosh, right? Like, just taking care of people and making enough to just keep the company going and pay bills and stuff. What?
Yeah.
I know, it's just a crazy concept.
Insane.
Yeah, okay. And even like with lust, that could be a problem, I guess,
be.
still.
Yeah, people doing shit to animals and stuff. I mean,
and we did say it would get worse.
yeah.
So I might have to stay inside a little more, is what I'm hearing. Like, that could be an issue.
You never
For
know.
all of us involved, actually, for that one, I think.
Y'all want to come to my donkey show?
Oh God, no! And
Nope.
well, and then that would be greed, because you'd probably be charging money for it, but you wouldn't, because you wouldn't be greedy.
That would be where the pride comes in. He does it because he's proud of the love that he's sharing. And he's showing it to
there you go.
everyone, and it's free. It's a free show.
That's true. There you go. God. Yeah, see, now all I'm doing is just thinking of how the other ones would be worse. Like what would we do? Like
Okay,
Wrath,
well,
I feel like we already know. Like
Well,
that
hey.
could be.
The donkey show is saying it right there. People are gonna. That's where Wrath comes in. People are gonna be pissed, and that's gonna cause a riot.
Yep,
Okay.
yep.
So, and then that's where gluttony will come in because people are gonna start rioting and they're gonna loot every fucking store, and then.
Yep. And then envious of the stuff somebody else maybe took.
Somebody's
or
going to be
got
looking.
it.
Yeah, somebody's going to be mad that someone took the big screen that they were looking at. Someone's going to be watching the donkey show wishing they were banging that donkey.
But the stealing the TV, is that still greedy?
But if you're envious of taking it from someone else,
But would you take it if you don't have greed?
that's true.
See, now I'm trying to like pull it up. I feel like we were onto something with taking away the greed, is all I'm saying. I'm like, maybe I'm trying to talk myself into the fact that that's the root of all of our problems. Because you probably wouldn't even give a shit about the TV if you weren't really greedy.
That's true. I still think you're onto something, though. I still think it would topple some, despite some aspects of the other sins,
Sure.
so to speak.
Sure. Yeah, we would still have some, but maybe it wouldn't be as bad as we thought. I don't know, even though it's supposed to be worse. I don't know. Maybe this question, I'm sticking with greed, but I'm still like wondering, like, how would the other ones be able to be so much worse without that element, is how I'm trying. Like, that's not what the question asked for, but that's where my brain went. Because, yeah, if I take away greed, it feels like the other ones couldn't be as bad. Except for maybe wrath. You could be angry about a lot of stuff. And I have been in my life, illogically even, I'll admit. You know, so but now from a personal standpoint, if my wrath was higher, I could die. Like there's sometimes I've gotten so angry where I'm like, this is how my heart's going to stop. And I don't know what to do about it. This is just what my body decided we're going to be mad about right now. And if that got worse, because I'm already not greedy. Anyway, I'll just keep going with that one. But I'm like, again, it would be the world. It wouldn't just be me.
It's a tricky scenario because again there are 6 other elements you have to consider, and in what ways are they getting worse? So yeah, when you take the greed element out of them, there are still other factors that keep them in play. So it lessens them in some regards and doesn't affect them in others. So I think
I think we're good. I think we're right.
I think it's a good choice.
I feel like that eliminates a lot of problems. Yeah, greed. Let us know what you think, siblings. I feel like greed's got to be the trick answer, or the right answer there. Oh, okay. This one I did pick out, but it was just for you.
Okay.
Would you rather have your own giant robot suit able to take down a kaiju, or have a telepathic connection with Godzilla? I don't know. I just felt like this would be an interesting one to hear from you, since I know you're a fan of those.
Shit. Maybe have the telepathic link, because while I would have a suit for a robot, to turn in and do the robot thing, he's Godzilla. And if I had a telepathic link, I could just be like, dude, help. And then he could just be there. So I don't need the suit.
But is he on your side?
I would hope so if we've got a telepathic connection.
Link, it's just some cruel joke the world played. Like he hates you and still wants to kill you. But you...
It's like we read each other's thoughts. It's like, oh, this motherfucker again.
Just you guys complaining or rah, 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 or whatever Godzilla's saying.
Yeah. All of his thoughts are in Japanese. That's why I'm having to learn it now.
See, there you go. It's all coming full circle.
Yep. I couldn't understand him, and it was like, son of a bitch. I got to figure this out.
I'm going to go mad.
And then when I start translating, it's all like, you stupid asshole. And I'm like,
right.
What did I do?
Or this whole time, he's just been complimenting your eyes.
That too.
You thought it was just anger or something. Like, why are you so mad? Oh, I didn't know you had a crush on me this whole time.
I completely misread the look on your face.
The drool that was coming out of your mouth. I thought you were going to kill me and eat me.
Yeah.
I'm going to move on. So you say connection with Godzilla.
Yeah, I'll go.
All right. No, I could see that. Like, tell him what you want to do, man. What's going on? Would you rather live without music or live without movies and TV shows?
Oh, fuck you.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm
so
guessing any visual medium or
would the TV shows and everything be without music?
I'm guessing it would have to, right? Like there would be no scores, no. Ooh, like imagine watching all of these fight scenes and stuff with no music. John Wick with no music, dude.
I at that point I'm gonna have to say the music.
Like you would rather live without music,
or
and
no,
keep
live without
TVs
the
and
TV
movies?
show. Like the music
Oh.
we have to keep the music. Have to keep the music.
And the music played and the band plays on.
Because I can see things in my head sometimes thanks to music. Like I'll have a scene play out in my head because I'm getting an idea and I'm just like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
So I can create stories in my head if I need it. I just need the music. And if all these TV shows and movies are going to be without the music, that's taking away imagine watching the opening crawl of Star Wars silent.
Oh man. Or even the movie we talked about last week. Like we're just watching this animation doing what?
Doing what?
What are we doing? Ooh, that's a good point.
There would
That's a
still
good
be sound
point.
effects, I'm sure, but
Oh yeah. Foley artists for days. They got jobs out the ass now. Like
Looney Tunes cartoons. There
Oh
are
my
some
God.
that would be absolutely silent because they work off of the music.
true.
You have to have the music. Gotta have the music. Sorry.
So
have
yeah,
music.
so we would never see a TV show or a movie ever again, but we'd have music. And I kind of have to agree because I feel like that's how I get through most of my days. Like when I have mindless stuff that I know I have to do and I just can't focus, like at least if I put on music or something, I feel better about the situation. I'm still not getting it done,
No.
mind
but
you. But now I'm listening to music whilst I'm not getting anything done.
Yeah, it's you get into a mindset. Sometimes I need a podcast, sometimes I need music. And I'll just lock in, I'm just take a breath, music starts, and go.
Let's go. Let's do it. Let's do it. Okay. You know what, though? I might have to agree with you. I might need the music more than I would need a movie or a TV show. And honestly, just the way I am these days anyway, unless like I really badly want to see it, I don't really watch a lot of TV and movies anyway.
Okay.
Like days will go by without me watching TV. So I do it now. I'm with you. I would
Yeah, I
rather
feel
have
like-
music and get rid of movies and TV.
I feel like that's how it is with me in video games right now, which saddens me sometimes. I just think there are days like last weekend, I didn't even turn it on. I was so upset. Like I thought about it and I was like, I didn't even get any time for me to just play a game.
Oh, yeah.
Made me so mad.
Imagine playing a game without music.
Oh no.
I mean, I turn it off sometimes, so I could probably do it, but like,
Well, it depends on what, like, there are certain games that I'll play, and I love when these games come about because it's something in my head. Like, I have to have it, it has to be a certain type of game where I know I'm going to be like fighting constantly or doing just like crazy shit. I know that I think it was like the Shadow of War, Shadow of Mordor.
oh, yep.
There was that game Just Cause where you're
Yep.
blowing shit up, or even the Saints Row games, whatever. That's where I want my Spotify playlist playing in the background.
Nice.
Like when I can just
Yeah.
set that music up and it's just working for whatever I'm doing in that moment. That's when I want it, you know? So
Yeah. Nice.
music, gotta have it.
Music. Yeah. We're going to keep music. I think we're on agreement there. Yeah. Would you rather be able to speak any language fluently or be able to play any musical instrument perfectly?
Now, see, that
I'm assuming it's a gift we would get instantly.
and you know, I've had this is
With the
I've
piano.
said both of these, piano and now Japanese for a
So
language.
you'd have to give up one, it sounds like, for this scenario. Because we got to make the stakes a little higher, right? We can't just be like, well, you could learn the language or whatever. Like you either can speak other languages fluently or you can play this musical instrument perfectly. We've got to make the stakes hurt.
I guess I'll just say I'll have to do the fluent language since I'm already in it.
Mm-hmm.
So just take that win because I committed to that more than I did a piano. Now maybe that was because it was convenience. You know, I didn't just have
True.
a piano lying around,
That's true. Yeah, you gotta plan that one out a little. Yeah,
and I don't have one readily available.
you get a
So-
keyboard, I guess. But yeah, but if you knew how to play it perfectly, you'd probably just go out and buy it.
It's true.
Because like all of a sudden you woke up and it's like, I can play Mozart perfectly with
Okay.
no issue.
I'll stick with language.
Okay.
Simply because of the benefit it does for me in the long term versus where's playing a piano going to get me. Now, granted, yeah, people will be like, oh my God, you're amazing at it. And maybe I write an amazing score, but in the right now, I can't think of how it benefits me. Japanese, on the other hand, it opens up doors,
Sure.
conversing with other people.
Sure. And
Maybe
I
even
would
job
Yeah, I would-
opportunities,
I would have
So.
to assume like you can't just use an app or something, to translate for you, because
Right.
otherwise I'd be like, that's easy. Like we're already in a day and age where I don't need to learn anything because of. Oh my God, have you seen that commercial with the kid? He's like skateboarding or whatever, and he goes up to all these different people, different kids or whatever, playing different sports, but they all spoke a different language. And he would just speak whatever into his like Google Assistant or whichever, I don't even remember which phone it was an ad for now. But he was in some group text with them all and would have like their language and then the translation below it. So it was almost like you don't need to learn it.
But I feel like you do. Now, like, all right, for example, let me with Japanese.
I mean, he'd need his phone every time they talk, sure. But,
but having a basic understanding, I feel like if you're going to learn, you need to learn. So, like, I'll use Google Translate every now and again, but I don't do it to cheat. Like, if I'm, when I'm doing my lessons, if they throw something at me, like I'm getting into the more advanced stuff, and now they're just like, well, you should know this. You should know how to read this at this point. So we're not going to give you English translations. So if I struggle and I'm looking at something, I'm like, I know what that is. And especially if they're sounding it out, I'll type it in. That way I can kind of get a look at it. So I just have an understanding of what that part that I can't read is. And then I'll come back to it and then I'll be like, okay, well, that context, okay. And then I have to piece it together. I just use it to kind of help remind me in the moment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it comes in handy. It's not
Because
always
it's not
accurate.
a perfect thing also, too, because I've spoken with people who, like, speak these languages fluently, and they're like, it doesn't always get it right. Or,
Yeah,
like,
they're-
context gets missed or something. Yeah.
I've encountered that many times where I get an idea of what it's supposed to be, and then I come over here and it's saying a different word. I'm like, well, that doesn't
Yeah.
track. Something ain't right here.
What does that even mean? Yeah.
So, language. As much as I would love to learn to play piano, I just I feel like Japanese would get me knowing it immediately, instantly, the entire language.
Like it's perfect. You don't have to study anything, any kind of local slang or whatever. You know it. Yeah.
And just think about the world of or options that comes to me with television and movies now. Now I can
sure.
watch
Dip your
them.
toe.
Don't have to worry about the subtitles or anything. I just
And their stuff's usually really good too. So you know what? Yeah, you can understand it.
you ain't got to worry about all that stuff anymore.
Yeah, true. No, that's sound logic. I don't like people enough, so I would choose the musical instrument.
Fair enough.
Because I'm like, if I'm really good at an instrument, that also would open up a lot of doors for me in other situations, I feel like. So, and to just be able to, I don't know, pick up the guitar and just rock it like no man has ever rocked it before. And as a chick, it would be kind of hot. I know there's plenty of people who would be like, just because it's a chick doing it, I want over there. So I'm going to play that card a little because I can. The one benefit it might have for me at some point. I don't know. So yeah, mine feels easy. I would rather just like instantly know how to play this instrument perfectly than talk to some stranger. I don't know.
Fair enough.
I already sit in my room pretty happily by myself. There's only a few days where I'm like, should probably go see a person in real life.
Maybe.
Just go walk outside and at least just see one. Other than my husband. I see him every day, but sometimes he's the only human I see because I need to leave more. Just to get my body used to like, it's okay to not just sit at home. It's okay to have plans instead of dreading it every time. Like, do you ever get that where you just like have a plan and you're like, ugh, all week, even though it's not even that big of a deal plan, like something you probably even wanted to do. And then if it gets canceled, the elation that just comes through, it's just like...
Like you're secretly wishing it in the back of your head, but you don't want to say anything aloud. And then when it does happen, you're like, oh, thank God.
It's like, oh my God, this is the best feeling ever in the world. My plans were canceled. Like, it's just your day just opened up. I don't know. So, yeah, I would learn the instrument. And you could speak to people in Japan for me and let me know what they're saying when I'm there on tour.
Yeah, so it could be
You
your
can be my
manager.
translator. There you go. See, we're working this out so we can have the best of both worlds. Look at us cheating our way through it. But I'd have to assume we're not helping each other, so I would still pick the instrument. Would you? Nah. I feel like this is another easy one for me anyway. But would you rather be able to materialize all food items from thin air, or materialize clothing items and accessories, or just material goods? Like I can whatever material good materialize, or whatever food you want to materialize.
Well, now, see, if I could do the materializing food, then I don't need the chef. So then
It's
I'll
true.
go and get the chauffeur, and then I'll have this power.
We can't mix them all together, you know. It's just like this is a
Bullshit.
separate situation now. Yeah, like we've just now all of a sudden I can play the piano perfectly while I teleport to the places that I've been to, getting rid of greed, you know.
That's right. See?
Yeah.
So it depends. So, yeah, I mean, food,
Yeah.
sure.
It's not
Anything?
phrased very well, right? Like food or material, like that's still, you know, a physical thing for a moment anyway, you know, like it exists. I eat it.
I mean, I'm sure that I could find uses for the materials. I mean, I could build fences and...
Oh my gosh. Like just all of those things that we keep trying to mine from the ocean, because we're going to start doing that, of course, and killing it more because they can't leave the shit alone. So what if I just like, you could materialize that element that they keep wanting to take over and over, like just here.
Yeah.
Stop mining our ocean. Stop taking away every other animal's ability to live in their ecosystem and breathe because you want a battery. And just here. Like, I'm sure you've seen that study, right? I'm worried
Yeah.
they're doing that and they're going to do it. And it's going to be another really horrible thing. And we can't get these rich assholes to stop for just a fucking moment.
Because they don't care. They're worried about what the next profit is.
So, yeah. So I would probably choose materials for that reason alone. Stop mining the earth for stuff it needs. And then get shocked when it's too hot this year.
See, now I want to change my mind, because now you're talking about a greater good scenario as opposed to a selfish...
That's
Power.
true. I guess if I was being even if I was being selfish, I would probably
No.
still do the materials, because like if I just wanted a better computer or some shit, like boom.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Fuck,
I don't
now
have
I ca-
anything nice to wear to dinner tonight. Boom. I've got like a fucking Gucci dress. I don't even know what a Gucci dress would look like. I've just heard people like Gucci.
And you could make money
It's true.
doing that.
Selling all of the things I just
selling all the
materialized.
things, so you'd have the money for the food that you want. So
And I could hire my own chef then.
yeah, damn. All right, so I'm going with materials now too. I can just imagine all the stuff. Build me a house. Here's all the materials you need. I'll pay you for the labor.
Exactly. Boom. Because I already materialized that money. Don't tell the government.
Yeah.
Because I know that's like printing money and we're just devaluing it. But I don't care. I took away greed.
I took away greed. I have all the gold.
All the gold, because I don't let you guys be greedy, but I'll make all the gold. Yeah, maybe I'm just like ripping apart all of my scenarios for the day. It's like, you can't have all of this, but watch me try.
I'll try.
But watch me try. But yeah, I think the materials thing for me. Yeah.
It's
Stop
right.
taking oil from the earth. It
Please.
probably was supposed to be there. That's why it was there. Here's a car that works on nothing. I don't know. On
Does it make-
wishes.
Have you ever thought, like, and I'm going to admit I can't say that I've ever thought about it before now either.
Oh.
But have you ever thought, like, anything that we have ever done in human history that has damaged the earth,
Mm-hmm.
what would the earth be like if we did not do those things?
Oh my gosh, I feel like so lush and beautiful. Like, because, well, not that I know, but I think if we all remember just a little bit during the Rona, where we weren't all like running around and everything, that certain ecosystems were actually like fixing itself. So if we like stop meddling around, the earth would fix itself. It just has the ability. So that's why when people are freaking out, like, it's not going to make it. No, the earth will make it. We won't.
Yeah. She will find a way.
She will heal. If that means shaking all of us off to do it, Just saying. Just saying. Maybe that's why we get these little pandemics. I hate to say. She's just like, oh, you guys, like, too much. Stop. You're killing me. So that's the fear. Mother Earth will be just fine. We won't. She'll get rid of the problem, and we're the problem. But I think, God, could you just imagine? It would be gorgeous, I think. Luscious greenery and all these animals that didn't die because we didn't like bulldoze their home.
Mm-hmm.
Probably, we probably wouldn't have had anything extinct because we kind of are probably the reason for that, except for like maybe certain animals that were just way too dumb, like for some reason. Like we're keeping the panda going for whatever reason other than they're just cute. But sure. They probably would have just been like, a long time ago if we hadn't have been inseminating them. That's so weird to think that there's just one animal out there that's just like, I'm too lazy to even bother to breed.
Of all
I just
animals,
want to play.
a panda.
Right? I just want to roll down a hill, a slide, But yeah. I forgot what we were talking about now. Oh, what the Earth would be like if we never messed with it.
What would the Earth be like?
I think it would be very beautiful and luscious and probably not all these fires too and, breathe better. Probably lots of bugs though.
In asking that question and posing it, I understand that we probably wouldn't have.
Oh, none of the stuff we have now.
Yeah, the technology that we have now, it would. No. I mean, we would be in the Stone Age, if that.
Totally. Yeah. 100%, because we needed to mine the earth for the things that I'm using right now.
To do these amazing podcasts that we bring to you every week.
True. But yeah, somebody had to mine some element to give it to me to put into my PC so it can do its thing. And here we go. So we're all a little hypocritical, I guess.
Uploading information into a cloud so that you can consume it on your Monday morning.
Right. Drive. Yeah, exactly. I do that too. Yep. Yeah. I mean, we probably should say I wouldn't want it. But if it never existed, I guess we wouldn't know. We wouldn't know any better because we only know it now because it exists. Yeah. But like when you were growing up, I didn't miss the internet because it wasn't a thing. Yeah. I was still going outside to play because that was the only thing I could do to occupy my time or play Barbies or read a book, but like it wasn't the internet. So yeah. Material items, I think that was where the question came from. Yeah. We would materialize everything. This feels easy, but I'm going to read it just because it sounds stupid to me. Would you rather eat nothing but dog food for a month or wear a dog leash for a year straight?
I would wear the leash.
Same. I don't care. Hook me up to whatever leash, the collar. I got this. But although some of them dog foods, like out of the can, got some pretty good beef and veggies in there. I'm not gonna lie. Some of them may not be so bad that you have to wear a leash for a year.
I'm trying to justify it in my head for the food.
It's bacon. They kind of taste like bacon. Yes, I was a kid who ate one. This is how I know. And it kind of tastes exactly like bacon. Like it's real meat.
But then there's always the other stuff. And it should there are those commercials. There's that the dog food. Would you feed something you wouldn't eat yourself?
I eat it myself. Sir.
So
yes.
Maybe if it's that dog food. So you're saying it's human grade and I can eat this. And it'll be okay. And I'm not going to throw up or I'm not going to get sick. I can eat this.
I mean, I feel like the canned stuff we could still eat and be fine. It's just not going to have all those fancy seasonings and stuff we like. It's just going to taste like just like boiled meat or something. I don't know, or grilled or whatever. I'm like just trying to talk him into eating dog food for a month.
I'm sticking with the collar. I'm not eating dog food. Fuck that.
To me, it's like, I know it's sad, but I'd be like, well, what dog food? Like now I've got to parse it out. Like, is it just the dry bagged stuff every day? That could be a problem. You
get the gravy train, pour in your water, eat it like cereal.
I just, there's probably ways around it for just 4 weeks. But no, I still think I'm with you. I'd rather just wear the dog leash for a year. I mean, they didn't say somebody had to walk me.
No, you just got to wear it.
Just got to wear it. If I got to wear it, I can answer that question, I guess, for a year. I don't go see nobody. No one would care. And around here, people would just be like, so there's just a woman wearing a leash today. Okay. Yeah. And that would probably be the longest anyone gave it another thought. So leash, we got this. Oh, would you rather go without sex for the rest of your life or have to say yes to anyone that wants to have sex with you?
Oh, damn.
This one feels too easy to me also. I would just go without. You have one creepy dude come up to you and that's trauma for the rest of my life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or chick.
Look,
I mean, anyone. It just said anyone. So it could
Anyone.
be anyone who wants to have sex with you. You have to say yes forever.
anyone.
Anyone.
Think
Does
about
not
that.
matter. Anyone.
I think I'd bow out. I think I'd
Yeah,
bow out.
I think I'd just be done. I'm done with sex. We're good. I've had enough in my life at this point. We're good. I'd be like, you didn't say I couldn't use other things, is all I'm going to say.
That's true. That's true.
Never said I couldn't have my fun. I know, like, I'm supposed to stick to the rules. It's either like fun or no fun or all the fun or
Celibacy.
whatever you want to call it.
No, I just no. The risk is too great.
It really is.
It's like
It
you
really
said,
is.
it could be anybody. You could
Anybody.
have. He could come up to you. He could be the most handsome person in the world. He could be like you. Look at you. You're so beautiful. You're so beautiful. I want to have sex with you. You want to have sex with me? We're gonna have sex. That's what we're gonna do, and that's what we did. And then you're gonna be like, what happened? And then that ends it. That ends
Yeah.
it. That could be a conversation for either one of us, and it's over.
It's over. Yeah. No, I'd just be like an alcoholic or something, I think. At that point.
Our lives would be ruined at that point. We'd have that image. We'd have the photographic memory.
Shit, you're right.
We'd have all this shit.
And lust is also twice as bad now because we chose greed.
Yeah.
Oh. So it could be like an all day long thing.
Excuse me, I'm trying to get off. Excuse me, I'm trying to get off it. Excuse me.
Excuse me. You need to come here. That's how this works. As I'm wearing my leash.
Okay.
Oh my god! But I can tell whether you're lying to me or not. You know. As I teleport now to anywhere else.
Anywhere else.
Anywhere else. Or was it like, or if I could teleport to where I could see, you know, just like to the moon, Gracie, we're out. Get me out of this bitch. Yeah, no, I'd go without. That's an easy one to me. Out. Get me off this rock.
The chances are too great.
It really is. Like, I'd be busy. I'd have to stay inside like I do now, even more. Maybe
It would be worse for women.
Or your confidence would be so shaken because nobody comes up to you ever.
Yeah.
Be like, I have this power. You step out all confident, and then like months go by, and you're like, nobody.
Nobody?
Nobody?
Not a soul?
No one. But yeah, I would hazard a guess like female presenting people would have a lot worse time for sure because for some reason in history, that's just how it is. We just talked last week about the trope and it's a thing. We deal with it more. Maybe not as much now. I don't know.
I feel like most guys would immediately go like, oh, hell yeah. Because
Yeah.
the initial thought is anybody? Oh, it could be this person. This person. They have
A
a list,
trail
but
of beautiful women or men, whatever you're into, is in their head. Yeah.
But then they forget, wait a second.
Anybody.
And be like, wait a second. So it could be, just
The most gross person you could think of. Ron Jeremy wants to sleep with you. Guess what?
Yep.
It's going to be a long night.
And you're straight as the day is long. And he wants you.
He wants you, buddy. That's that scary guy in prison, you know?
So
Yours
just
now. I don't know.
Keep that under advisement
Yes.
when you really think about it.
I do feel like I'm not going to say all, but like some men would just be like, oh yeah. Like, but it's not Kim Cattrall trying to screw you all the time. Maybe once in a while you get lucky.
Yeah.
You know? But, no. I would like never go to a bar again.
Oh, God, no. No.
Never in my life would I go again. Okay, so that one felt pretty easy. So yeah, just keep that in mind. It's any human being alive. Yes. Let's see, what time is it? All right. Would you rather live in a realistic simulation where all your heart's desires come true, or stay in the real world where you could maybe make it happen? I feel like this one's easy to me too. If you take the simulation, you don't know you are in one. Simulation. Sorry. No, do not pass go. Nothing. If I think it's real, what do I care? Sorry. I mean, if that I thought that was the first time I ever saw The Matrix. I was like, if I don't know, leave me.
Yeah.
Leave me alone. I'm living my best life, clearly. Everything
if
feels
that's
real.
supposed to be the best version of your life as it can be. And you really don't have to worry about the whole death process. Like,
No.
really, honestly, because if you're hooked up to this machine, could you be living forever? I mean, is your life going to be extended? However this Matrix thing works?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Because I did wonder about that. Like, are they getting fed or anything? You know, like the whole quantum leap theory. It's like, is anybody taking care of his body? You know, like, has it been walked or anything? You know, like, I feel like you eventually would need something.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you. I think I'd be in the simulation because if you don't know,
Yeah.
Who's
leave
it
me
hurting?
alone in it. Leave me alone in it. Now I'm mad at you if you take me out and I realize it was. I'd be like, God damn it. Put me back.
now, if I had things in the real world that I was giving up to go into the simulation, sure, I could understand there being an issue. But if I had nothing and it was just go live in the simulation, then fuck do I care? I can have everything I want.
Right. And if it feels real and everything like that, I don't care if I'm lying to myself at that point or you're lying to me. Like, I don't know. Maybe I should
Better
feel
than-
stronger about it, but
Better than the chaos we're living in now.
I'm telling you what, man. Like, yeah, this simulation can stop.
Mhm.
That's for sure. I'm ready for some of these rides to stop.
Someone needs to hack
Done.
in and change the code.
Yeah, from what I understand, it's 0000. Was it 4 zeros?
Maybe.
I think so. Wasn't there some story about that where the government was like, oopsie, they kind of guessed our nuke codes? And then they had to change them because
Feel
government
like I
was dumb
remember
enough to
that,
be
yeah.
like 0000 or some shit. I don't know.
I can't.
I could be
remember.
making this story up, but I feel like I remembered reading this or hearing this or something. Siblings, you tell me. Am I making it up? Did you hear it? Am I completely wrong? I don't know. Would you rather be forced to play Monopoly nonstop every day for 5 years, or be forced to watch the entire Supernatural series on repeat for 5 years straight? And then they did actually have a little, if for the first option, it could be any theme Monopoly you want, as long as they are a board game and not mobile. So it has to be a physical board game. And you and a group of 5 other people are forced to play day in and day out, only taking breaks, obviously, for like sleep, meals, bathroom, stuff like that. So if you're conscious and don't have to pee or eat, you have to play Monopoly. But it sounds like you would have to do the same for Supernatural. Those are your only breaks.
I mean, I'm going to admit neither sound all that appealing.
I mean, yeah, forced to do anything like that nonstop for 5 years straight doesn't sound like fun to me. I can't think of a single thing I would want to do just nonstop for 5 years straight. A single thing.
So it's not like it's nonstop out of every single moment of your day. So I feel like you can
do human stuff. Yeah, you got to get your human food.
So
dog food.
you could possibly watch all of Supernatural within 5 years' time.
Totally.
Depending on the time in which you're allotting to watch the series, because it was, 15 goddamn
There's
seasons?
15 seasons. I was going to say there's a lot of content. And I think this was still when we had normal seasons, like 22 to 24 episodes per season, hour long, 45 minutes. I watched the whole thing. So, okay. So I'd have to see like how many hours that 15 years ends up actually adding up to. Because I'm wondering how many times you would actually even have to start the series over.
And that's what I'm talking about. So if you're
You'd
just
have
going
something
through
new.
it one time, or maybe even half of a second time, that it's not going to be all that bad because you're getting through an entire narrative and then maybe start it over halfway at one point. So then at that point, you're already kind of like, oh man, look where we were. Look where we started. That's interesting. And maybe it won't be too much. Yeah.
Which is always what they say in Supernatural. Okay. For some reason, I was like over here doing the math. So let's just say 18 hours, right? You're awake. Or, okay, for me, 18 hours. I average like 5 or 6 hours of sleep. So if you're, okay, let's just say you're a normal human and you do 8 hours. So that's what, 16 then? 16-hour day. So it says 960 minutes are in 16 hours. Okay. So if I said 16 times 7, we're at 112 hours. Which is 6,720 minutes.
Okay.
So that's, what did I say? So that's a week, right? So 672, 6720 divided by what? What, like 0.45? Is that what I would have to divide it by? Because it's not fully an hour.
Yeah, roughly.
Am I doing that math right?
Or, well, it would just be the 45 since you've already converted them into minutes.
Oh,
Unless,
true. No, you're right. I did do minutes. So divided by 45. So that's 149. So you could watch 149, I guess, episodes in a week. So let's just say 22 for the low ball. 22 times 15 is 330. So you could blow through it in a couple weeks nonstop. So you would be watching that bitch a lot for 5 years.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I guess that tracks.
Now, if you want to be with friends, maybe spending, I don't know, 5 years straight with 5 people playing Monopoly, a game that like really got people frustrated and angry because nobody actually played by the real rules. If you think about it and you read the real rules, you're like, I didn't know that. I don't know where we all decided the rules were anyway. So 16-hour days with 4 other people playing Monopoly at any given waking moment. That's not, bathing, eating, or sleeping. Well, sleeping's not waking, so bathing or eating.
That's a lot.
I'm probably gonna say Supernatural. You didn't say I couldn't like play a game on my phone whilst I'm watching, or is it like Clockwork Orange? Am I just like stuck there, eyes propped open to Supernatural the entire time?
Yeah, because I'm kind of with you there. With Monopoly, you're kind of stuck in it. The game could probably go on for 5 years. That I could believe. Mm-hmm. But then you got to have the people there, and maybe you don't want
like
people
all day long.
Like,
all day long, talking to 4 other people. I'm assuming it's 5 total.
Yeah, if I can fuck around on my phone while I'm watching Supernatural, then I might just do that.
Yeah. I have to do some sort of exercise, like squats in front of the TV or something, just to keep some blood moving. Well, I guess you're not really moving around with Monopoly either, so I don't know. Like you're rolling dice or yelling, I guess, maybe, when you land on Boardwalk with all the hotels.
But like you said, it's that just mindless. We do it all the time. That would be a breeze because you don't really have to pay attention to it. Even if you're on repeat, you're like, fuck it, I got nothing.
Yeah. And now you could be reenacting the scenes probably because you've seen it so many times. Yeah, I kind of thought it would last you longer, Supernatural, honestly, than just like a couple 3 weeks. But
well, I'd say it's longer than 3 weeks. I would say, again, depending on how many episodes you burn through in a night. Mm-hmm. Or what you can work into the schedule or what have you. Because after you said it, I was like, a couple of months. Yeah, you could probably do that because we did that with MASH. Like we were watching it almost nonstop. That's 11 seasons, full 20 some odd episode seasons.
Half hour, right?
Half hour. Yeah. But we still got through it in a few months. Like when I think about it, like really trying to track it out, how long. And I was like, yeah. Got through it in a couple of months. Yeah. And that was just watching in the evenings and then maybe occasionally on a weekend or something like that.
Okay. So it sounds like I think I'm still going Supernatural. Even though I know I've seen it all already. I've not seen it twice. I watched it once. We were good. I watched the first couple seasons more than once because that's when it was really good.
Yeah. I think it'd be fine. I think Supernatural. I would agree.
Okay. So no Monopoly in this house.
No.
Would you rather have all of the pain you feel for the rest of your life or double all the pleasure you would feel for the rest of your life? Which one? Would you rather half the pain or double the pleasure?
Oh, okay.
So anytime you'd have pain, it would be half of what it would normally have been. Or anytime you have pleasure, though, it's twice as good.
I think I might have to cut out the pain. Because I'm afraid my brain has some light addictive tendencies.
I'd probably be like a lot of drinking, a lot of all of the stuff I really like, but I don't let myself because it's really bad.
Yeah, I think I would have to half the pain because I feel like doubling the pleasure, it would send me down the wrong path. Because I do, like you say, you have that tendency, but we can address it. We can acknowledge it. We can address it. We can temper it on our own. Mm-hmm. But if you amplify the pleasure you get from it,
my brain would be like, "Nope, we're doing this." And
like, it's already bad enough. Mm-hmm. Like, do you know how hard it is? It's the dumbest shit. My brain will be like, "Hey, let's go get some alcohol," and I'm just like, I just really don't want to. I don't want to. It's like, come on, you earned it. Come on. I'm like, no,
Yeah, you had a
no.
long day.
Yeah, come on. And then sometimes I listen. Sometimes I can just be like, no, I'm going home, dude. I'm not. It's out of the way. I'm not.
We're not
doing it.
buying beer. Yeah.
But if I go past it, that's the problem. If I come into the contact with, if I have to go a certain way, if I have to make a stop, that's when it can take over. Like, hey, we're here. Come on.
Yep. What do you think? Yep. No, I'm with you there, I think. But it's like, then you also got the flip side, because if you're having all of the pain for the rest of your life, like, how much sooner am I dying because I'm not really understanding how serious a situation might be in my body too?
Yeah, understandable. But
and since I'm already in so much pain all the time, would I even notice a difference?
do continual checkups, keep them regular, because you know that you're not going to be getting the signals, so you're just trying to make sure everything's fine.
But when he's asking you, like, on the pain scale from, like, you know, frowny face to, you know, happy face, like, I'd like, well, it's all kind of a happy face, man. Maybe like a grimace.
Depending on how, see, then that's where you can think about it. Because if it feels kind of like it's a little uncomfortable, you should know it should be double that.
Yeah, true.
So then you tell the doctor, it's kind of hurting pretty bad.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
I know it doesn't seem like it. I'm really kind of holding it back, but it's hurting pretty bad.
It's hurting pretty bad. Yeah. All right. Yeah, that's true. And I might sleep a lot more. Ooh,
Yeah.
like halved the pain. Because most of the time when I'm getting up, it's just because I just can't do it anymore. Something hurts. I've sat too long some way. Like, I don't know. So I'm usually just getting up. My neck or, you know, my knee or my ankle's swollen for whatever reason. Like, my life is great right now. Let me just say. So have the pain. Yeah. That does suck, though, that I have that addictive personality, because I'd probably be on Molly all day long. I'm not going to lie. I'm like, you're going to double it? Ooh, I liked that back in the day. You know, I haven't touched it in like 20 years, but I'm like, I liked that one back in the day. Ooh, I couldn't imagine it being better. It might be, and I'm just too scared to try it anymore. Like, I don't know what you all are putting it in anymore. I didn't know what you were putting in it then. But for some reason now I'm like, no, it could kill me. Whereas before I'm like, whatever, you know, 7 different ones. It's fine. Yeah. No, I'm just thinking about that. Man, be some long, great days though.
Sure.
It's like, would I even care anymore? You know, like, I guess, yeah, it doesn't say that you wouldn't still die from your overindulgences. So
So I'm
I'd
saying.
probably just OD and it would be over. Yeah. Would you rather fart for an hour at the same time every day, or 5 minutes every hour on the hour? I feel like I'd rather just get it done the one time for an hour. It's like, go sit outside for an hour.
Like, yeah, you plan your day around it. You know it's going to happen.
I guess
just
like we could mix it up and saying we don't know which hour it's going to hit. Like, you could just be at work.
That
For
would
me,
be
it's
rough.
still fine, I guess. But like, you could be at work. I could.
Yeah.
I feel like I might be fine either way. Like, I'm not around enough people, you know. But
No, it would be terrible. I would, of course, it would feel like justice in some way that if I could rip one and it could just ruin this entire room for an hour because I have to smell everybody else's fucking food and shit that they bring in, and it just stinks up the room. It's like, well, now it's my turn. Now you get to smell what I'm cooking.
It is my turn, you jerks.
Yeah, I think just the random intervals throughout the day would kind of be, if you just had one time and you just get it done, yeah, I'd work my entire day around it. Be like, all right, here's the time I got to do that. This is where I'm taking my break. Piss off.
Sorry, guys. Here's
and
my
then-
lunch hour.
Yeah.
Oh, dear. Interesting. Yeah, I'm with you. And let's just get it done for that 1 hour. Because I kind of find a lot of those things like time consuming anyway.
Mhm. Your sphincter would be ruined after that, by the way. For 1 hour.
Oh, man. Yeah, it's just like, I'm guessing, is it just a steady fart for an hour? Is it just a bunch of little ones all hour long? Because if it's like one long one, that could be a painful hour. Like, how much air could one possibly have? 5 minutes, I could believe it.
Yeah.
I could believe I could be gassy for more than 5 minutes, but a whole hour every day.
An hour. Yeah. Not.
That's a long time. I don't know. I'd probably still take the hour though, just because I know it's going to happen and it's over and then I'm good for the day instead of this like 5 minutes every hour on the hour. I'm going to forget every 5 minutes to like remove myself. Or I'm just going to be known as the chick who farts all the time. You'd probably just get to the point where like, that's just what she does.
Yeah. It's the farting girl.
It's the girl who farts. Maybe they wouldn't smell and people will just get a giggle because farts can be funny sometimes. Probably not every day for 5 minutes.
No, it would get old.
It would not be funny anymore. But yeah. Let me see if I can find one good one to go out on. All right. Well, here we go. Would you rather travel back in time to meet your ancestors or go forward in time to meet your descendants? Well, I think it should be easy for me. I don't have children, so I'd have no descendants. So it's now, do I like anybody in my family tree enough to want to go see how they started? I don't know. So I feel like I can't play this game. I don't have descendants.
But I mean, you have ancestors, so I mean, if you'd want to meet them,
I would have to. I just feel like I would be forced to just take the one because I didn't bring anything into the world. You're welcome, by the way.
you could still have descendants. You could visit. I mean, you have family, you have sisters.
Yeah, I guess like other people's children to say, like, or am I misunderstanding? I guess I figured descendants were like I birthed other humans and they birthed other humans, and now I'm seeing the result of that.
I mean, yeah, to a degree, I could see, yeah, that would be the conceit that you would initially base that on. But, I mean, you would still technically have descendants of a sort, not
of my
direct,
original bloodline, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, they're still there. You're just not directly tied to them through.
Well, with the way the world's going, I might still want to just meet my ancestors, because who knows what kinds of pieces of shit are in the future, man. If I'm look, I'm like, oh God, this is what my family tree did. Ugh.
I mean, I guess it would the answer would have to be based on what do you intend to get out of the trip. So if I met some of my ancestors and say I went back to the origin countries, okay,
Mm-hmm. The motherland.
Went back to Wales or Northern Europe or
Yeah.
Ireland.
We know where you came from. Yeah,
all the
there.
white countries that I came from. If I went to those countries to meet direct ancestors from those countries, what am I hoping to learn? I don't know. I mean, I guess just to know who they were, what kind of people were they? Well off? Were they poor? Were they? What happened?
Yeah.
Who were they?
Why am I the way I am, man? Why am I here? Yeah. What did you guys do wrong? Why am I living like this? Like,
why did you come over here?
right?
I could have been Seamus O'Shaughnessy or whoever.
You could have. I
but
could
I'm
have
not.
been very German for all I know too.
So that raises that question. But then to look into the future at your descendants, that's more or less seems like you're curious. Okay, well, did you tarnish my legacy at all?
Like, I don't have a legacy to tarnish, but what did you do with it? Yeah.
But I mean, your name would still be associated with it. So it's like, so are you making us proud that you're our descendants, or have you shamed our family name in some way?
Mine would probably shame us. Just looking at some of the ones that I have now that, I'm just like, ugh, we didn't do so great as it is. And then look at me,
And I think even looking into the future of your descendants, there's, I guess, a little bit more pride that can be taken from that, because at that point, if you do have, I mean, again, I don't want to exclude you for not having the children, because I still feel like you could look at nieces and nephews the same way.
Sure.
You know who they are. And then you have now seen where they have gone, or, the children they've grown or had and who they've grown into, or so on and so forth. So you can have kind of a direct pride in saying that, well, I've seen their grandchildren and they're good people. So it makes me good to know that my grandchildren did right by their children, raised them proper, and then now they have good children and good people. And I don't know.
Yeah.
You could,
all right. Yeah.
There's a reason for that, I guess. So, I I don't know. It's a tricky question. I don't know. I kind of feel like going in the past, there's more to learn in some ways.
Yeah. But then I'm also like, see, I'm not even worried about descendants at that point. I'd be like, what kind of technology
Yeah.
would I have that far into the future? Like, are you all flying cars now or?
We're just dreaming about it. I saw one of those ugly ass Tesla cars the other day.
Me too. The boxy looking one that's just all angles. Me too. And I'll be honest, when I saw it, I'm like, I didn't know it was real. Like a thing that was out in the world. I thought it was just his prototype thing that broke at every single turn he tried to show off.
No, he's put it out in the world now, and now
But
people
why?
are driving the ugly fucking thing.
They're so ugly and huge. Like anytime I see anybody in the city with anything like even a truck, I already kind of think you're a douchebag. Because like, what are you doing? You're in a large city. I guarantee you're not hauling shit with that car. So now you're just using up all of this gas and parking like a jerk when there's very little parking left and you're taking up 2 spots. So I already think you're a douche if you're anything over than just like a regular sedan in the city. But this thing, I didn't realize how big the MFR really was until I saw it driving by. It's like, Jesus Christ.
It looks like what an 80s car would look like thinking it's from the future.
Yeah.
Like in an 80s movie about the future, this is that design that we thought future cars would look like, and they were terrible then and still terrible now.
Yeah. Like it's just sharp.
Yeah.
Just looks like it's sharp. I don't know. Interesting that they're going around down there too. But yeah, I saw one for the first time here and I was just like, oh, well, hopefully it doesn't run into anything because we saw how well it holds up.
Sure.
And they probably paid a lot of money for that. But okay, so I'm going to go ancestors because I think it would just be more cool to see how things actually were back in the day and how it led up to how things are now. I kind of feel like I see where we're going now.
Yeah. I think I'd go ancestors. There's just maybe I could take a little bit of knowledge or something and just impart it for the descendants, you know?
Yeah,
Maybe.
there you go. Yeah, I've learned a thing. Here you go. Now pass it along. Perfect. Yeah. All right. And see, we did not near go through all of the ones I had, so I'm happy. I actually got a bunch done. You know,
I'd have to revisit this, like the other one.
I got. Yeah, there's a lot here. So let us know. Was there a favorite one, siblings, or what would you have chosen?
Hey.
I'm really curious about anyone's 7 Deadly Sins one.
First, yeah, absolutely, because I think we were on to something with our logic. We just I might have to go down a deeper rabbit hole with that.
Yeah, let's have that conversation.
Well, siblings, do you have a would you rather question for us? You know, let us know on social media at Super Mega Crash, and we'll see if we can throw it in here. We'll answer it and try to come up with whatever. Make it a good one too. Make it just not chocolate or vanilla. You know, just something good. Make us think. I know some of you could.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Because it was definitely harder when I was looking. I was like, I don't want it to be some just like normal thing we've all done. And then the Hunts found a couple that I was like, all right. Like that Sins one I did not find. So I thought that was a good one.
Nice. Like I said, send us or tag us on social media at Super Mega Crash, or send us an email at supermegacrash@gmail.com. Support the show over on Patreon. Leave us a 5-star review on your favorite podcasting app, and keep up with any and all things over at pencilpaperproductions.com/supermegacrash. Links are in the show notes. Join us again next week, siblings. But until then, would you rather
stay in your limits or go beyond?
This has been a Pencil and Paper Podcast Network production.